Stick around to the end of this video where I'm going to show you how to use imposter syndrome to your advantage. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, a very special welcome to you as well. My name is Fumbi, and on this channel we talk all things productivity, self-development and faith. So today we'll be talking about imposter syndrome. You've probably heard of it before, but just in case you haven't, this is the definition. Imposter syndrome is the persistent inability to believe in your own abilities. You don't believe that your success is deserved. In fact, you feel almost illegitimate in the successes that you have already achieved. So if you're feeling like a fraud in your area of expertise, you kind of feel like, oh my God, I'm going to get found out, that I'm not actually that good at what I do, despite the evidence of your successes, then you're probably experiencing imposter syndrome. I personally experience this all the time at work, within my role at church, even within this YouTube channel and the things that I do around the Fruitful Woman. And the more I read of success stories of others and the more I meet other people doing amazing things, I find that imposter syndrome is a very, very common thing. Even the most successful people still struggle with this phenomenon that they're not good enough, or that they're a fraud, or that they're going to get found out. Maya Angelou, for example, she consistently felt like a fraud. One of the things that she said is, I have written 11 books, but each time I think, they're gonna find out now. I've run game on everybody and they're gonna find me out. One of the things that I've struggled with is that I found that, okay, maybe if I practice more, maybe if I prepare more, maybe this feeling will go away. Maybe if I make myself more qualified, maybe this feeling will go away. But what I found is that it just simply never goes away. And the more I get to speak to people who are in these high roles and that, they're really smashing it in their industry, the more I realize that actually we're all human. A lot of us are just winging it and then finding out that, wow, I can do that. Wow, I can sound this smart. So even the CEOs, the directors, the people who you think are just completely out of your reach, they're humans too. They too make mistakes, and they too have low self-esteem days, and they too, like we said before, have imposter syndrome. So it seems to be a common theme as we climb this ladder of success. And so we have to now work out how we're going to deal with it. Because one thing we cannot do is let it stop us from achieving our goals. It cannot stop us from doing what God has called us to do. So we have to learn to manage it. I'm going to share with you 4 ways in which you can overcome imposter syndrome. And if you stay to the end, you'll find how you can use it to your advantage. Sorry to interrupt your video, but can I ask you a very quick favor? Could you give us a like if you're enjoying this video so far, and comment, interact with us. Let us know that you're enjoying it. Let us know your thoughts. And finally, hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss a thing. All these things really help our engagement on this channel, help us to grow, help us to reach other people just like you, and helps us to make the impact that we intended. I'll let you get back to it. The first way to help manage and overcome imposter syndrome is to be consistent. One thing that I've learned over the years is that consistency breeds confidence. And as your confidence increases, you find that imposter syndrome is easier to manage. So what do I mean by consistency breeds confidence? I'm sitting on a chair right now, and I sit on this chair pretty much every day. And so every time I go to sit on it, I'm not wondering whether it's going to fall or whether it's going to break and crumble under my weight. I know it can take my weight because I sit on it every single day. And because I sit on it every single day, I have confidence that it can take my weight. So it can be the same with the things that you're experiencing imposter syndrome about. So maybe you feel imposter syndrome when it comes to public speaking, for example, even though you've done it many times before, but when you're asked to do it, you feel this crippling fear of, oh my God, I'm probably not going to be able to get my words out. People are not going to understand anything that I've said. But if you continue to do it consistently as you can, you'll find that you'll become more confident. And as you become more confident, the imposter syndrome won't feel as real anymore. And that doesn't mean you won't get nervous. Even the greatest of speakers apparently still get nervous, but your nerves will more likely be more biological rather than psychological. You might get sweaty palms or, feel jitters, but you're not thinking, I can't do this. Or you're not thinking, I'm not qualified to do this, or that I don't deserve to be here. So be consistent, keep showing up, keep practicing, keep putting your best foot forward. The second way to overcome and manage imposter syndrome is to keep a track of your wins. Every time you do something that you feel imposter syndrome about, go back and reflect on your wins. Reflect on the fact that you've written loads of books before. Reflect on the fact that you have hosted conferences before. Reflect on the fact that you have won X amount of medals. This should help rejig kind of your mindset to remind you and to give you that boost of confidence that actually, I can do it and I have done it. Number 3, surround yourself with people that can give you honest feedback and that can support you. And I think it's really important that you pick people that you trust, because otherwise you'll constantly be feeling like they're lying to you, which further feeds into the imposter syndrome. So if you're picking someone that you trust, someone that you know will tell you the truth, that will give you, again, that boost of confidence that you need, that reminder that you can do it and that your abilities have got you this far. And my final one is to focus on God. Now, this is where I say that you can actually use imposter syndrome to your advantage. One of the things that I like to do is when I'm asked to do something that I feel very fraudulent doing, like I feel like I don't deserve to be here, or I feel like I'm not good enough to do this, like my skills are not high enough to do this, I look to God. Because if God has allowed me to walk into that room, if God has allowed me to walk into that job, if God has given me this opportunity to speak here or to do this or to do that, or given me a position somewhere, I'm going to choose to believe that He's equipped me with everything that I need. I also don't like to rest in just my own strengths. So even when I feel completely unqualified, it forces me to say, okay, God, I need your help. Even in places where I genuinely feel like, okay, I really do feel like I'm in deep water here. I feel like I'm out of my depths and I feel like I'm actually not qualified to be here. Those are the moments that push me to my knees and say, okay, God, I really need your help here. Those are the moments where I lean into the Holy Spirit and I'm like, Lord, speak through me, move through me, give me wisdom. And it forces me to pray and to rely on the Holy Spirit. And that is how you can leverage imposter syndrome. Every time that feeling of imposter syndrome creeps up on you, turn to God and say, God, I don't feel qualified to be here, but you've put me here. Therefore, I ask that you give me the strength, give me the confidence, give me the boldness, give me the words, give me the wisdom, give me the right actions to do. And you'll see how God will help you. You have to remember that even these gifts, these skills, the ability that we have all comes from God anyway. So yes, you can look at your wins and say, I've done it before, I can do it again. But at the same time, as you're looking at those wins, look at the grace of God on your life. Look at the God that is the one empowering you to be able to get to these positions, to be able to have these opportunities. So that's it for this video. I'll be really interested to actually know, what kind of things do you feel imposter syndrome about? Let me know in the comments and I'll see you in the next video.